As the calendar turned over to 2024, wrestling fans had only one question on their mind. They needed this one question answered, and they wouldn't be able to sleep a goddamn wink. They wouldn't be able to live. They wouldn't be able to live without the answer to this one question. They wouldn't be able to live anymore. They need to know. They need to know. Tell the answer to them. They need to know. They need to know. They need to know. Tell them the answer, baby. They need to know. This one answer would set them free to do what they want any old time. And you may be asking yourself, what could this one question be? Because wrestling fans, honestly, are so level-headed, they would never be demanding. Wrestling fans would never demand the answers to things that they could just figure out by watching the goddamn product. But maybe they don't want to wait for their life to be over. They just want the answer to this one question now. And that one particular question, not three questions. We're not Apu and Homer going up the mountain to ask the old man, are you really the guy that owns a Quickie Mart? Really? Yes? You? Yes? Thank you for asking those three questions. Thank you. Come again. Thank you. Come again. So, the answer is this one question. You may be asking, what is this question? Well, that question was, would Shawn Michaels book this particular brand with his good eye or his bad eye? And with only one show under his belt, the answer to that particular question seems to be a resounding yes. I'm John Renton with my review, WWE NXT New Year's Evil 2024. No high-pitched shrill, shriek, or scream like the lead singer for whatever band that was that did the theme song for New Year's Evil. I remember it being a catchy song. I couldn't tell you the name of the band if you waved $10,000 in front of my face. $10,001 maybe. No, but New Year's Evil, a 1980s slasher that few people remember and fewer people saw. It's a fine movie, if not a little bit weird, so yeah. Okay, in all seriousness, let's talk about the NXT brand. So NXT is off to the races already, speeding on the track, and then they decided to pull a Dale Earnhardt Sr. and go right into the goddamn wall at certain points. Already, we are 2 days into the year, and I was quickly reminded why I love the weekly NXT product at times, and I hate it, and I loathe the mere existence of it. Not that it doesn't have, beneficial properties to talents, but for every good thing, for every good talent, for every angle I want to see play out, they do really, really dumb shit. What? I have so many questions I'm going to be asking during this thing. I kept up on some of NXT, but I made, not necessarily a vow, but I said during my WWE Raw Day 1 review that I would try to review Raw, NXT, and SmackDown weekly through Mania weekend, and maybe even right after Mania weekend. And do that, and then pick and choose from there. Based on this particular show and how pendulum swinging it was, how it went from here to over here and what the fuck is going on, I don't know if I'm going to review NXT weekly. So the bottom line is, as far as weekly content goes, if you see reviews pop up, they're there. If you don't, you don't. There's going to be stuff. I've done 4,000 videos roughly from the beginning of 2019 to now. And that is, it's just over 4,800 videos that are still up. I've recorded a lot of goddamn shit, guys. And you know what? I am hurt, I'm old, I'm tired, and some aspects of the show are made for children. So, yeah, let's just get to the fucking review right now. Yeah, let's get to it now. So, video package rundown 30. First 30 minutes are ad-free. Vic Joseph on commentary. Booker continues to contribute nothing. Booker T needs to sound less like a stroke victim, or at least less like, an AI program having a stroke. He makes no goddamn sense. He contributes nothing. Vic Joseph would be better off just calling the action on his own. And by the way, I do apologize if my voice sounds a little bit rough. I've actually been getting over a cold. Don't worry, I'm better. But that's why, maybe if you heard me in the last couple of videos, that's why I didn't sound all that great. So, we start off hot with a women's championship match. Lyra Valkyria and Blair Davenport. The human death mask, as I call her. I don't know what it is about her, but just something is very off about her. Her hair is very off-putting as well. Who am I to comment about someone's hair? I know that Blair's hair is certainly a choice. Lyra can work, and Blair isn't bad. I don't think she's necessarily great. The crowd, they were doing, the chanting, doing a chant variation of Lyra's theme. That was nice. Even though the CWC crowd at times is no better than Full Sail. I just want to say that. There was a top rope stomp onto the shoulders. That was nice. Lyra almost spiked her goddamn head, so thankfully she was alright. Blair targets the neck. We get a super Falcon arrow, and then Lyra literally jumps up and goes to the outside, do. And then Blair decides to do the smart thing when she has the advantage, and Lyra's against this table, and I'm going to put my knee through her head. She moved out of the way quickly, and I could have seen this coming, but why would I do that? So yeah, she's limping on her knee, and then eventually gets hit with, I don't know what the hell Lyra calls it. It used to be called the Shell Shock that Chris Sabin did, and maybe still does. I don't watch Impact much anymore. But it was decent. It was a decent opener. This is the best Blair has looked in a while because it's not gimmicky. It's not bullshit. And even though she hurled her knee stupidly at the table, it was what it was. And Lyra is one of the few bright spots as far as somebody that can work, that has a great look. And Blair is just there. Lola Vice, who won the Women's Breakout Tournament, evidently, tried to cash in her contract. They're just throwing the Money in the Bank deal around everywhere. Just literally everywhere. Why have a Money in the Bank briefcase if people can just cash a contract in? And then here's Tatum Kruger. I don't know why she's got Freddy Krueger's top on. But Tatum has taken it upon herself to stalk Lyra. I want somebody to look at me the same way that Tatum looks at Lyra, except I've had a few stalkers, and it wasn't fun. Elektra Lopez shows up as well. That is about as much as I can say about that. And this is also going to lead to a tag match. Probably not next week, but at some point. Perhaps, maybe, at St. Valentine's Day or Vengeance Day. Vengeance Day, actually, I think is the name of it. Kelly Kincaid, who has taken over since they fired Mackenzie Mitchell, for whatever reason. I have nothing against Kelly Kincaid. I can't imagine Vic's very happy, since her and Vic are married. But I wish Mackenzie nothing but the best. I liked her. Kelly Kincaid, hey, by the way, Ilya's not medically cleared because of the stuff that happened with Ridge. They say that later. The match is off. How will Trick react? Before that, we find out that Gulak, Damon Kemp, and Matt Bourne, no, Miles Bourne. Not Matt Bourne. They're the No Corner Cash crew. No Corner Casher. They're Corner Cashews. There we go. I'm just going to call them that. Charlie Dempsey is competing for All Japan. I believe either he competed for them already or it's happening today. I'm actually not totally sure. I do know that when William Regal sent a video message, he didn't sound all that great. So anyway, they took on Wild, Cruz, and Carlito. I mean Carlito. I always hear Carlito. Carlito got a big pop. This was only memorable. I did see the clip. A friend of mine sent me this. Actually, several of my friends sent me this. They go, hey, if you review this, please mention this. And Wild does, he's on the ropes and somehow does this incredible it's like he left this dimension and dived onto Gulak's team in another dimension. I mean, he dove. It had to have been at least 15 to 20 feet. It was amazing. I don't know how he got all that spring off of that. I know that the ropes are different in every, company, but Jesus Christ. Thankfully, he was all right. I think they should have gone home a little bit sooner, but he did go wild and out. He is a new heir apparent. I will not apologize for any of those jokes, even though everybody has turned the shit off. The match kept going. We got the apple tease. That didn't happen. And Cruz hit some variation of a splash. Phoenix splash or something. Phoenix, Cruz, 1, 2, 3. And then Gulak got a face full of Carlito's apple. Kelly Kincaid is with Trick and Mello, interrupted by Grayson Waller. And Naysayer, please. That was funny. That was fun. If you know the Naysayer thing is from a college football deal, let a Naysayer know. And Pat McAfee didn't think that's what it was going to be. That was kind of funny. I actually remember I looked probably insane laughing about that still when I was at work, because I kept thinking of it while customers were coming to the store. Anyway, nevertheless, Mello says Trick's warmed up and he needs somebody to beat up, and he'll even put his number one contendership on the line because obviously Trick is going to be turning on, Mello's going to be turning on Trick. Obviously, yes, no doubt. It's been set in stone since the whole thing happened. They're just nursing this thing along. Anyway, a guy named Riley Osborne, who I've never heard of. Apparently he's been doing some good stuff. He's part of Chase U, which means he's doomed, because Chase U's stupid. Chase U is one of the dumbest things that Shawn Michaels or anybody has put on a WWE program. Roxanne Perez took on Ariana Grace. Why is Ariana Grace, or Arian Grace, or maybe I shouldn't call her that. Ariana Grace. Miss Grace is a beauty pageant queen. I don't know why. This is all because Roxanne is upset about being overlooked. If she was taller than 4'10", that would not be so, easy to do, but I digress. And Ariana Grace frustrated her, kept frustrating her. Roxanne is not bad, still can't cut a promo for shit, and Grace, I don't know what to think about her. I don't know, she's all about that Grace, no trouble. Roxanne eventually fires back, does, stop, or does, get away from, it's like, oh, my eyes, I'm not supposed to get, Miss Grace in them. Not supposed to get, fingers full of another woman in your eyes. At least not with that attitude, not without the proper amount of money. I will say nothing more until my lawyer is present. Pop rocks 1, 2, 3. But then Roxanne gets upset and keeps attacking her and locks on a crossface and won't listen to the referee, so the referee's decision is reversed. Okay. So, yeah, there we go. That's what they're doing with Roxanne. They're giving her a mean streak. It's not a heel turn. It's just a mean streak. Just please get her a manager. She still can't talk. Why is Ava Braun, a.k.a. Ava Rain, Ava whatever, Ava, Tropical Storm, I don't know what you call her. Why is she the assistant GM now? Why? Did they realize she can't really wrestle and probably is never going to be able to wrestle because she had a bunch of knee surgeries, and she's kind of able to sort of talk, so whatever. Does Shawn have a clear vision for NXT? Evidently not. Tiffany and Fallon cut pre-tape promos as building up their feud, and Nikita confronts Blair, and Nikita is just going full-on offensive. I'm going to do a black accent and everything. You thought that the one-man gang as Akeem was bad. Oh, boy. Loud noises. I guess we're in a match next week or in later weeks. I don't care. That is going to be that's going to be wild to see. Fallon Henley and Tiffany Stratton. The winner becomes the other's servant. Okay, so it's gorgeous Jimmy Garvin and David Von Erich from World Class TV in 1983. Because one is prim and proper and one literally owns a farm. Why didn't you just go with the Von Erich farm? Hey, right. There's only one left. By the way, check out my Iron Claw review if you want to see what I really thought about that shit. So, they took it seriously. I will give them that much credit. I don't have much to say about the match, but it was fine. I like Fallon. She's improved, since being Tesha Price, working on AEW Dark and Dark Elevation. And coming over to NXT, last couple of years has done wonders for her. Tiffany has dramatically improved. She did, missed the PME, the prettiest moonsault ever. There's a tumble to the outside. Tiffany then tries to get a chair, and the referee's like, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? And they have a bit of a tussle, and Shining Wizard 1, 2, 3. So that's it right there. And now Tiffany must be subservient to Fallon. I volunteer as tribute. So, yeah, they're just recreating Garvin and Von Erich. So anyway, Steiner and Corbin are in the Dusty Classic because they're both assholes. No, really, that's pretty much the reason. Remember when the Dusty Classic, or at least tag team tournaments, were actually about actual tag teams? You have a tag division, NXT. You can use it. So anyway, Obafemi, basically, Ahmed Johnson, but talented. That's the best way to describe him. He's his own man, and he has intensity. He has those intense eyes. I was like, okay, they have something here. I've seen him work a couple matches, but let's see how he works in a match that's fairly big. He's from Nigeria, the heart of Africa, that strength is not, his strength is expected. And, okay, he's intense, he's a heel, but obviously they're going to like him because he's a big guy with intense eyes that can do impressive shit. But can he do impressive shit? We'll see. So, Then the women's locker room, we see, I recognize Gigi, I recognize Cora. I don't know who the fuck any of these other women were. I don't think they knew either. They were fighting over who had the proper locker. They are fighting over shampoo. Who are all these women? Genuine question. I think one might have been Danny Palmer that I saw a few times. So, Sarah Schreiber interviews Ridge all about his mishaps, the various injuries he's had, and the injuries he's caused other people. I really hope Big E does come back to the ring, but if he never does, then I'm just very thrilled he has a quality of life. I will pop big if he shows up, ironic, at the Rumble. So anyway, he will run through the roster man by man to earn everybody's respect, or just to prove himself, not lose himself in the music. The moment Ridge, you never want to let it go, because when Holland throws you, your neck's gonna go and into a million pieces on the floor. You're gonna lose yourself. And the music, the moment, and okay, I'm done. So Obafemi against Riley Osborne, men's breakout final. Before that, though, we have Riley going to the ring. I've never heard of Riley Osborne, but I'm like, okay, he really looks like he just stepped out of college. Maybe he's good. I don't know. But anyway, apparently Thea really likes Riley, but Riley's either oblivious or I don't know what the hell is going on necessarily. I don't care. And he high-fives her, and she's like, I'm never washing this hand again. Oh, great, so we're doing the Simpson stuff. JC Jane looks great. God, they put JC Jane in this shit. Is it maybe to see if she can drag the Chase U stuff out of the muck? Because I like JC. Anyway, it's speed versus power. Riley hit a few shots. Thea and JC showed up, and we're cheering him on in the Chase U section. And Oba took over with bear hugs and simple but effective stuff. Riley would come back. Oba would shut him down. Riley would come back a little bit more. Then it got awkward, really awkward, because I don't think Riley's quite ready for this. And Oba's big and impressive, but, you know, it is what it is. And then Riley goes for it. He misses the shooting star press. The knees come up, and we get the snake eyes. We get a toss, like it's just like Oba just picks him up and tosses him, and picks him up and hits a powerbomb 1, 2, 3, and just has those intense eyes. He may be my new favorite on the show. That may be one reason I might be locked in at least for a couple months. This guy's pretty goddamn good. He's raw, and it's going to take a bit. But he's got that look, as Roxette once said, if anybody knows what the fuck I'm talking about. So, anyway, then shout out to Skinny Mysterio for this, calling the fans of Obafemi the Obi-Wan Kenobis. Shout out to Skinny Mysterio, a.k.a. Taryn. Great shit. Great follow on Twitter. Anyway, so this Out the Mud group with Scripps and two guys that I remembered their names like once. And I have seen this. This is stupid. This went on a while. Apparently, I guess there was I remember seeing clips. There was a dice game where Andre Chase couldn't earn his money back. And then I guess Tony D'Angelo and the family, you know, they're owed a debt, and I don't know what's going on here anymore. Kelly is with Kiana and whoever Izzy Dame is. I don't know who Izzy Dame is. I'm not familiar with her, but Izzy Dame let us know who Izzy Dame is, and she is Izzy Dame. I'm glad that she clarified that. Otherwise, I might have confused myself with giving a shit. Actually, Izzy Dame might have something. I don't know. Kiana certainly has something. When I see Izzy, I see dollar signs. That sounds like you need to go to the eye doctor, Kiana. So, Trick tells Mello, stay in the back. More Chase U nonsense. Andre Chase is still in debt, so it's going to be Duke and Riley in the Dusty Classic. JC is taking over. She is giving dictation to everybody. Never mind. But JC's taking over the whole thing. She is going to grab Chase U and brain up and everything, and okay. So, then Lyra's all still hurt, but, you know, happy she retained her title. And Tatum's like, as long as you're a champion, everything's right. And Lyra's like, thank you. Okay. Whatever. It's going to lead to Tatum and Lyra having a match, likely at whatever the NXT event is for WrestleMania weekend. Stand and deliver, I think. So anyway, Frazier and Axiom Verge, we get a lot of backstage stuff at this point. because everything's just been a rip snorter to this point. Axiom Verge and Frazier are talking. Frazier is still being a complete idiot, which, given the fact that he was saved by Christ recently for a ridiculous church that believes in child traffickers being around every corner, yeah, that's just what I'm going to say. But that being said, he's just going nuts. And then Enofe and Blade, who are a good team and seem to be relegated to not doing much, are, they're going to be, I guess, in a Dusty Classic, good. They're an actual tag team. And then Tony D, Stacks, and some blonde that apparently is called Adriana Rizzo, the Riz. Yeah, that's where we're going with it. Okay, more debt talk. Who is this for? I just want to talk. Somebody, please. Can somebody kick Shawn Michaels again so he can actually have, he can stare straight ahead for NXT and stop looking off to the side? Anyway, Joe Gacy was in the trunk of the D'Angelo family. Why is Joe Gacy going nuts? Is it because the schism wasn't all that great and now he's just doing... I've seen footage of him ringing the bell and just going nuts. And then Grayson Waller faced Trick, and it was all about what would happen. Would Mello come out? And Mello did come out, and Mello got, almost distracted Trick enough, but then Kevin Owens punched out Waller because they're continuing that feud. And then, Waller ended up getting hit with the flash knee, 1, 2, 3, and that was it. That's all I had to say about that main event. They didn't pull the trigger on Trick and Mello, that split. If the title match had happened tonight, it would have made sense. It didn't. So, I get the frustration, believe me. I mean, I'm not saying they shouldn't have pulled it, but then you don't have the impact of the eventual obvious and clearly 100% easy to see heartache coming up. Even though I don't think they really need to ever split them, you could always reunite them again at some point, but I don't think you need to split them. My point is, they need to do it at a big moment. And nothing against Grayson Waller. After he beat up Gargano in front of Candice and their stupid kid, and that garden gnome was the same size as Gargano, Grayson's gold with me as far as on screen. I don't know how he is in his personal life. My point is, against Grayson Waller, you're going to do this turn. Yes, the number one contendership was on the line, but then you just totally nullify everything Ilya was going to do. Push it to Vengeance Day, which I think is in the beginning of, I think it's first weekend of February, and do it there. So that's being said, that is what I have to say about New Year's Evil. So if you don't see weekly NXT reviews, I'm sorry, but just, God, so much has brought... I ranted about way longer than I probably should have, but I had to say some stuff, because I haven't reviewed weekly NXT in a while, since Halloween Havoc. The only other NXT review I did was Deadline. So agree, disagree what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rithlin. I'll see you soon.